Alright, so being single versus being in a relationship, they're two very different dynamics, I would say. The question that I see myself asking and discussing with my friends, is it better to be in a relationship or is it better to be single? Now, I think that the answer is not black and white and that there are scenarios to be explored in each situation. I think especially for us as well, I've heard over and over again from different sources saying, you know what, it's better for you to wait, to hold out. I've been told personally as well from older men that I should hold out until I'm at least in my 30s before I get in a serious relationship. And then you also hear people that are even older than that, 40s, 50s, saying, you know what, relationships aren't the one anyway. You should always just be single. You know, these tend to be men that have either they've already been divorced or something like that. So for me, it's hard to not look at them like they're bitter and to take them as someone that are genuinely happy. Forget them for now, let's talk about you and I. Now, going back to what I said where people tell us to wait, the reason why I'm not aligned necessarily with being told to wait until you're 30 is because it assumes a few things. One, it assumes that you're gonna be able to attract a better mate when you are older. That's one argument that you hear. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're not gonna be able to find someone that you really get on with and vibe with and is an 80-20 match for you by the time that you turn 25. And I think it would be a real damn shame if you decided to not get with that person just because you had in your head that you should be able to attract someone better off in the future when you are better, which is not a given, right? It doesn't mean that just because you're older, because you have more money, you're going to be able to find a better partner. Maybe the likelihood is increased. It's definitely not gospel, right? And then the other thing that you hear is to stay single because it means you can have more fun in your 20s, yeah? You know, have fun, sleep around, explore the dating space, and then you can get locked down, tied down when you're older. Okay, I don't know, guys, but the more I date and the more I've slept around and stuff, I don't see it as that appealing, right? It's a lot of time and energy wasted and money wasted on people that you end up forming these barely forming connections, right? If you're going for a certain caliber of girls and if what you're really looking for is to increase your body count, then chances are you're not going to be going for people that you want your wife to be like, right? I'm going to be going for what my family would call what las gal. And is it worthwhile? I don't know, man. I don't think so. I mean, cool, yeah, when you're speaking to your boys, you get your male validation of, you know, racking up a body count, a number that you can flag around, but that's up to you to determine whether that's worthwhile. Here's what I see a lot of. I see a lot of men influencers in this space, especially the red pill guys, saying this is what you should want. But not everyone wants that. Some of us just want someone to settle down with, you know? I also believe that if you're behaving in a way where you are doing the whole, let me chase after every next gal, and then you just decide one day you're gonna be able to find the wife, that's not gonna happen. I believe that you need to have trained yourself away from that type of behavior to then start looking for a wife. I don't believe that you can be going on mad amount of meaningless dates, screwing everything in your way, and then next day find yourself a wife. That's not happening, because why would that wife want you now? You have now just racked up all of these baggages, right? There's a whole load of baggage, recent baggages, well, I'm not talking about far away baggage that you've cut loose, but recent baggage. And now she's looking at you like, what? So you've got her maybe pregnant, you might have caught AIDS of this thing, not AIDS, but you know, like you might have caught something of this thing and you want to wife me. Hello? No, thank you. At least that's the type of woman I would hope she would look at it like that if I came to her with all of this nonsense. I wouldn't want a woman that's okay with nonsense, really, because then how is she gonna better me as a partner? I don't know, maybe you want someone that's okay with nonsense. That's up to you. I know it sounds like I'm really for relationships, but this is my point now. I believe that being in a relationship can be worse than being single if you're with the wrong person, which a lot of people are. A lot of people stay with people, they end up settling for someone that they're not compatible with, that doesn't drive them, or they don't serve each other, and they're just end up being in dead-end relationships. They can end up getting married, then they regret it. And I think that's what happens with a lot of the people that tell you not to get with someone when you're in your mid-20s. It's because I believe they've got with the wrong person. Maybe they haven't got the cheating and the skeeting out of their system or whatever, all right? Also, being with the wrong person, any goals that you want to achieve, if they're not supportive of your goals, if they're telling you I need to be taken out every day of the week or expensive meals, and you're trying to work on, I don't know, a business, for example, your own ventures, then of course this is not going to be the person for you because they're holding you back. Time that you need to put towards said business or venture, you haven't got that if you're with a certain person, all right? And especially if it's someone that you don't necessarily want to be with. If you're going to the gym and you're working out and they want to be eating ice cream with you all the time, you can end up resenting them because you're like, bro, I was on this purpose and you've held me back. Now, I don't think that you should blame the partner because it's up to you at the end of the day. If a girl's telling you to eat ice cream and you say, no, I'm not eating ice cream, then that's down to you. Of course, then she can kick up a fuss, which I've seen before. I've seen where a guy was so on his purpose that he was very regimented in his meal prep routine that he was supposed to stay over, I believe, one day and eat pancakes with his girlfriend or whatever. But he dipped to go and eat his meal plan, which, you know, say what you want about it, that's dedication. Me personally, would I have done that? No. I would have probably just taken the L and then made up for it the next day, but that's probably why he's got lower body fat percentage than I do. I believe that once you find the right person, if you are someone that is looking to be on the road to finding the right person, then that will serve you better than being single, because all of those things I said about being single, it means that you're spending more time looking for things to shag. Essentially, your mind is focused on that. So a lot of the time, like, counterproductive to what I said about spending time in your business, bro, if you are a red-blooded male, it can be easy to say, yeah, focus on your grind, but bro, at the end of the day, at some point, you're gonna wanna think about finding a woman, right, to be intimate with at some point. So it means that you can remove a lot of that. If you are single and you're dating, it means less time spending with people that your connection isn't gonna go further than your seed in the dom, which ends up in the bin. And you don't have to deal with baggage and all of that scandalous shit, bro. So the quicker you can get out of the streets, essentially, I would say it could end up being the better. Now, like I said, for you to find that person, that relationship, and then put time with and to make sure it works is a whole different story. But if you can make it work, then yeah, for me, I think that's the creme de la creme. That's the sweet spot to be in, you know, in a relationship that works. Being single comes after, and then at the bottom of the tier list is to be in a shit relationship, because headaches. I can just imagine headaches. All right, as your friend, I've got you. Let me know what you think about this little analysis. Trying to keep this one as raw as possible. A few cuts here and there. I don't know. I ain't edited it yet, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's it. Take care, boy.